In this video, I'm going to show you how you can extend a class in Flutter. So in the example, we're going to extend the string class and add a new function to the string class called capitalize. This will be useful because you'll be able to use this new function on any string throughout your app. And all you have to do is call capitalize on any string in your app to use it. All right, let's get started. So currently when you click the ask button here, we get a value back that is one of these values in the list here, and it is randomly generated. Firstly, let's change the text here to be styled a little bit differently. And we're going to first add answer to the beginning here and then escape this out. Then we'll add a bit of style, and we're just really going to change the text size here to be slightly bigger. So if you save that, you can see the size is just a little bit bigger. I also am going to quickly add some padding. All right, so I want this value here to be capitalized, and obviously the simple way to do this is to just go ahead and change those values all in here to be capitalized. But I think this is also a useful extension to make in a Flutter app because sometimes you do want to capitalize things that maybe are coming from the database, or you don't have that exact control to change it just in the text like we can do right here. So anyway, we're going to add a new extension, and I did create this extensions package initially, which is currently empty, but we're going to add a new Dart file here, and this is just going to be a string extension. And within the string extension, we're going to define an extension. It's going to be called the string extension. And it's going to be called on the string class. So we're basically taking the string class that is used in Flutter, and we're going to extend it and add a new function to it. So this function is going to capitalize a string. So we're going to call it capitalize. And now we can return the logic that would go into capitalizing a string. So if we have a string value here, we're going to be able to take the value itself by calling this. So this here is just going to be referring to the string that we're calling capitalize on. So this will be called, when we use the capitalize method, it will be called with some string like this, and then we can call dot capitalize. So this is essentially how it will look when we call this as an example, and the this variable is actually going to be referring to this string here. So we can take the string that's passed in and get the first letter in it. So using I or using 0 there is essentially just going to get us the first letter in the index there, and then we can call to uppercase, and then after that we can take the string again, so that this value, and create a substring on it. And with the substring, you just give it the starting position. So we're going to start at position 1 because we want to skip the first value in the string because it's already going to be added right here as the capitalized letter, and then basically we're going to take the rest of the string as a substring and join that to that capitalized first letter. And this is also going to be to lowercase, we can call on it, although it will most likely already be lowercase, but this will, by calling to lowercase here, and actually that needs to be called within that bracket. By calling to lowercase here, that is also going to make this capitalized function work for something like, for some type of string like this. If it was a string like this and we called capitalize on it, then it would actually make all of these lowercase and keep that first one uppercase. So it makes it a little bit more useful in my opinion. But that's it for that. I'll remove those examples, and now we can call capitalize on the answer here and just call capitalize. And we will need to also just import that package. So if you save that, you can see now the value is capitalized, and if you click through, they all are capitalized, and just the first letter is capitalized there. which is what we want. And as I said before, if we were to add another value here, or if we were to make this all capitalized, you can see even if we go through, it just came up, but the yes value is as we would expect it, is capitalized. This is kind of a very simple example of how you can extend a class in Flutter, but it is nice in illustrating basically any class that you want to extend. You can add new methods to and then use this as a reference back to that class that you are extending on. So, one thing to note, if you completely rerun the app here, you're going to see an error now about an invalid value, basically that the index is out of range. And the reason for this is because our answer variable right here is actually just an empty string. So when we call capitalize on it, it's going to try and get that first value and make it an uppercase value. So there's a few ways we can fix this. We could fix it right within here and just return the string if the value is an empty string. So if this equals an empty string, then we're just going to return this. And then if it's not, then we'll return the capitalized version of it. You can see now the error went away, but we do actually get this showing still when we don't have an answer. So we can also add a quick if statement here, and we can check if the answer is equal to an empty string. And if that is the case, then we're not going to set this. So actually, let's use not equal here. And we will return this if the answer is not equal to an empty string, which means it's actually going to have an answer. And if it is equal to an empty string, then we're just going to return a container. So now that whole block goes away, but if we click this, now that we have an answer, it will show. If you aren't aware, this video is just one of a series of videos that are going to show you how to build an entire app. And the app that it's going to be building is all focused around monetization. So the parts that you're going to be able to see on YouTube for free are going to be that base app, and this is part of that. But if you want to see all the ways you can monetize a Flutter app, which include ads, in-app purchases, and subscriptions, then you can check out the course. And right now at the launch of this video, you can get the course on pre-sale with a 30% discount. If you're interested in that, you can head on over to onemanstartup.com/monetize. If you missed the pre-sale, no worries, you can still get a discount, and it will be a 15% discount. You just use the code YouTube subscriber when you are checking out. All that will be linked down below. Ciao for now.